Now, the worst experience I've had with a delivery of wine from anywhere in the world, because there's two worst ones. One was at Napa Valley, that Passarola Zin that we did that baked on the 5 freeway. The other was Montupoli that was delivered that had raw eggs in it. And that was from Jean Lesec.
Really?
Who ended up, murdering his wife in Texas and is in jail now.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And George Spanik.
Oh, that name rings a bell.
Whose brother I just bought the Spanik, the original roaster for your chicken and turkey with that one, the wire tree.
Yeah, the vertical roaster.
That's a Spanik roaster.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, his brother George used to sell me wine.
Oh, I love that thing. That's a great little thing.
And so he still sells. He has a website over the Spanik roaster. So anyway, they sold me some Montupoli because it's a very sensitive grape. I typically won't buy them if they're not here in America already.
Right.
Because they just don't travel that well. And this one though was in New York, right?
Boston.
Yeah. And I this is a nice wine. This is the first one I've purchased probably in 15 years.
Yeah, this came from my friend, as did the Chianti, who I've known for over 30 years, as the importer in Massachusetts, and they sell it all over the country, but except in California, they haven't sold it. They've never sold it here. So, but it's a terrific bottle of wine, and this is also a big co-op that makes this wine. But
this is dark berries and black fruit like blackberries, but that again another one like the Chianti. Wow. It's very New Worldish compared to its.
It really. I don't like to use that term because it implies it's too much fruit and whatnot, but it's clean. These wines used to be so dirty. And they used to be really, really cheap, and there was a reason why they were so cheap. They were awful. Yeah. They were so bad. I remember your dad and I tasting these like 40 years ago, and they were just atrocious. But they were cheap.
This is not a fruit bomb. This has got a wonderful complexity and nice acid in the finish that's going to do well with some. This is why indigenous wines, indigenous foods. I could have pepperoni pizza with this all day long.
You can't argue that. You absolutely.
And why is it? People go, well, I love it. They come back. Let's say they go to Italy and they taste this wine and they buy a case of it. And they bring it home. They go, it didn't taste the same when I brought it home. All the time that happens. It's because you're there in that environment and the food. It's all made to work together.
Exactly. I remember one of my best friends, who's also a customer, when he got married in Italy, and he comes back and says, "Oh, you got to get me this Chianti." Okay. And I tried. I really tried to get him the damn Chianti, and I had to buy it out of Florida, ship it here. It was a real pain in the butt. And I told him, I said, "Terry, I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to taste the same." He says, "What do you mean? You're just married. You're at the winery. You're looking over the vineyards. The sun is setting over the vineyards. The owner's wife is bringing some salsiccia, sausage and peppers, and a little pasta, and you're having this with your new wife. You're going to tell me it's going to taste that good here? No, you out of your mind?"
And that was, by the time you got it, was a year later. The honeymoon was over, and it tastes like crap. That's funny. That happens all the time.
It happens all the time. And I used to give people the same speech.